Peace and blessings, and welcome back to the Heritage Hip Hop Podcast. This episode is brought to you by Transparent Credit Repair, the superheroes of the financial literacy and credit repair world. Open your wallet to receive income and not to pay off debt. Cleaning your credit report will help you save money and keep your riches in your wallet. To do so, and if you're looking to do this, contact Transparent Credit Repair at www.transparentcreditrepair.com. Also, you can call them at 862-250-5122. Tell them Heritage Hip Hop sent you and get something very special in the transaction. This episode, we talk to a singer, a crooner, and a person who knows about music not only through his heritage, but also in how he connects with the audience. We talk to Shawn Haynes, the frontman of the group Rusty Milk, and also somebody who knows music is bigger than what you hear. It's also what you feel and what you give. That sounds very interesting, doesn't it? Because most people make music and you just nod your head to it or bounce, but you're not really walking away with something. I ask, please pay attention to this interview and let's see what we can walk away from together. I'll come back with the rest of my commentary at the end.
Peace and blessings, everybody, and welcome to the Heritage Hip Hop Podcast. Hip Hop is not just beats and rhymes. Hip hop is a culture that's about harmony and rhythm as well. And I have somebody on the line today that wants to teach you about harmony, rhythm, and truth in music. Introduce yourself to the people, please.
Shout out to everybody. Heritage Hip Hop. Shawn Haynes, the R&B crooner cat from New York, is on the line right now. Thanks for having me on.
It's a pleasure because one thing about everybody knows about Heritage Hip Hop, I'm not an R&B head. I just can't get into the music. It's just not for me. And the reason is because I don't really feel it. But to have a male singer on the phone may get to change my mind. So let's talk about music to you. I don't like to start off interviews with how did you get started in the music? That's not the point. My point interviewing you is this. When you started doing music, how did you find your potential, and when did you start your journey in reaching it?
I guess the potential was hidden. I guess, like many of the soul singers, I'm an R&B crooner. I grew up playing keys and things of that nature. A lot of musicians in my family, instruments, so that's already there. The heartbeat is there. As far as, I guess the journey with this, I went back to church and, began playing for, my choir and helping out the best I could. And next thing you know, they had me basically, kind of come to the forefront and start singing, which I wasn't, anybody that knows me, I didn't sing, I didn't do anything, I didn't want to even pursue this path. So, it wasn't until I was about, my mid-30s that I found out that I could actually, hold a note.
That's very interesting. Before we go forward, define crooner so the new listeners know what do you mean when you say that.
Crooner is the more melodic, soulful, like your Sam Cooke, your Muddy Waters. We crooners, we normally woo, so to speak, which is an old term, the ladies, so it's more geared towards, that field, the women and, love making, stuff like that.
That's the part of R&B that I believe was lost in the transition of technology taking over music. Let's have some fun and talk about soul and R&B. To me, from what you expressed, you are more of a soul singer. Am I right?
I would say so, absolutely, with a splash of hip hop.
Okay. And you going back to church, really, to find your voice really is exciting because I believe hip-hop is God within us. It's not about music. You see what I'm saying? And for you to go to praise and worship for a gift to be brought out of you means that there was a path chosen for you that you didn't even think about. How has singing renewed life to you instead of you just going into it for a chance of a deal?
It's been my therapy. Because, the music is the easy part. The everyday life is what, I guess determines whether you make it or not, because there's so many other outside factors that could stop you. is with me, you know, I fell in love with the music as far as the therapy. Everything that I go through, everything I see, I basically put into my music. So, you know, you get a like reality based, you know, song or R&B coming from me.
And that's what soul music is. Soul music is very reality based. I'm gonna be honest with you. Recently, I've been playing. I'm a gamer. You know what I'm saying? So I was playing my PS4, right? And I was playing a game called Mafia 3. Have you ever played it?
I've heard of it.
All right. So in the game, right? Besides playing it, you know, whatever. The most exciting thing that I have that I go through in the game is the radio station. And when you listen to the radio station, you'll hear Sam Cooke, you'll hear Roy Woods, you'll hear Smokey Robinson. And I was thinking to myself, like, damn, there was a time when you turned on the radio, people talked to your soul, and that uplifted your spirit. While today, people are talking to your spirit, and they're downgrading your soul. What is the responsibility of a singer, in your opinion, to give a message and to elevate the soul of the listener?
That's a very good question. You know, again, it would be my opinion, but I have to look at it as, you know, I guess the responsibility is to be you. You know, we can't raise anybody else's kids. We can't be, I guess we're public figures, but we can't be idols and things of that nature, because a lot of us, we didn't, you know I didn't sign up for that. Now, we can choose to take on a more positive responsibility to it, but you know, we can't take on the mantra, so to speak, of raising kids and doing this and doing that, because honestly speaking, you know, things have changed. It's no longer the artists or the DJs that have control of these main stations. It's the programming. So they're playing what they want you to hear, and a lot of it, quite frankly, has been negative tones.
I agree. And see, that's why a person like me always gets the flack when I say I don't like R&B music. Because, bear with me for a minute, because you may agree with me. In the late 90s, hip-hop and R&B kind of blended, and then all the male singers looked like hip-hop artists. So then it wasn't a differentiation of the music with the culture. It was like everything started to blend, and like we lost the soul that came with it. Do you agree?
I agree I agree with about 80% of it, because when
okay, tell me what you don't.
When I look at people like Jodeci and Drew Hill, you know, that soul was there, even though, you know, I think it was also more like when you say hip hop, let's say, in my opinion, more masculine. You know, we dressed in a more masculine form, in my opinion. I think it's a different way in general. Now you look up in the 2000s or you know, going forward, it's different all the way around in the sense of I think there's no more masculinity in certain aspect of it.
Masculinity. Now that's very deep, because I didn't think about that. Because let's look at something that you made. You have a song out called "Make You Proud," right? "Make You Proud" is about a song that you made in dedication to your mother, correct?
Yes, all the mothers out
now,
there.
All right. So shout out to all the moms. Even if you lost your mom is your mom to the end of time. So
absolutely.
Shout out to all the mothers. And when Shawn Haynes makes "Make You Proud," that's the song that talks to your heartstrings about not only mom, but respecting and understanding the lost appreciation of what motherhood is. Am I correct?
Absolutely. Good, bad.
When I turn on the radio, I'm sorry. What's that?
Good, bad, or indifferent. That's your mother.
Okay.
Gotta get
true indeed. Now, when I turn on the radio, I'm not going to hear a "Make You Proud." I'm going to hear a turn-up song. And because we don't have that balance, R&B, I think, suffered and died because, in my opinion, because too many people wanted to blend the culture. Now we talked about Jodeci and Drew Hill. Jodeci was the thugged out R&B, but yes, it did have soul.
Absolutely.
Today's R&B has trap, and trap's not a bad thing because you can have good trap songs, but it has trap, and it has just words, and there's no story. When Shawn Haynes makes a song like "Make You Proud," Why is it important for him to sing the story so we can all relate to what he's singing?
I got to give that up to the spirits, again the soul part of it, because that's just what comes out when the beat is speaking to me. Like when you take it all the way back to the slave era, you know, the music speaks to me and I speak back to the track, so I get in where I fit in, and God or the Most High just, you know, that spirit just gets into me where it actually comes out like that, and I've been blessed to be able to tell a story like that, and more importantly, based off of reality.
And that's what's mostly needed, and that's why I appreciate a song like Grateful. Talk about the song Grateful, and what were you going with that song? Let's talk about good music right now. Grateful is a good song. Where are you going with that one?
Oh, that goes to any, like if you play that on the wake up, man, when you wake up in the morning, I'm just grateful to wake up. You know, being in situations, when you listen to, you know, groups like Mobb Deep, getting closer to God in a tight situation. So my whole thing is, you know, you know, I'm grateful to even be here. There were times and situations that I've been through that, you know, the average person might not have made it through. You know, I'm still here. Look at what we're going through right now in 2020. Nobody expected us to be in quarantine and COVID. We're losing people left and right. There's so much stuff going on in the world that I can't do anything but be grateful. Not only that, there was a few years back that I lost everything, you know, and for me to bounce back and to be where I am right now, I got to give it up, especially when there's, you know, the so-called friends are not there. And when I come to find out, my story is not unique. A lot of people go through, you know, the same things I go through, and I just speak to that. That's what I'm finding out.
Well, talk about it. Like, what equates losing everything, and how does losing everything make you a better songwriter and performer?
Again, going back to it provided therapy, you know, for me, you know, which a lot of people, especially a lot of black folks, or at least the way I grew up, we don't go get therapy. We suffer from PTSD and different issues that we never get help for. But the music is my outlet. You know, the writing is my outlet. I can let it out, and come to find out that actually a lot of things that I say and go through have actually helped other people or resonated with other people, and that's the good feeling that I get, because it ain't about the money. You know, it's just how many people that you can reach and touch, you know, with what you say and what you do. You know, what service can you give and be of service to people, you know?
I do know. And see, that's the difference. And when I talk about hip hop, I say there's a lot of participants. There's not a lot of artists. And an artist knows the responsibility. An artist knows what it takes to be great because they live it. You said one of your inspirations is Muddy Waters. Now, we go into the history of music. Muddy Waters fought the system because he was almost blackballed out of making music, and he got real political, and he started standing up for the rights of people and people in the industry. So he bore the responsibility of not only telling the truth, but being truthful at the same time. How do you honor that in your music?
You got to speak the truth, you know. I'm not, you know, I have songs out there that speak to, you know, what's going on with police brutality. I'm in the process of writing some songs. Like, I'm going to speak on it. The truth is the truth. There's no getting around it or hiding it. You look at Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke went through the same thing. You look at Nina Simone. There's countless, and I like what you said. Difference between the artist and the person just putting that stuff out. A true artist is going to take on that responsibility. Not saying they have to, but that's just what ends up happening. You know, that's the burden.
Well, that's what Nina Simone said. She said that the responsibility of an artist is to reflect the times in which they live in. Absolutely. And the sad thing about that statement is for over 400 years, people of color have been singing the same song. What is the song that you want to hear that has not been made yet that you're willing to write or you're waiting to write?
Wow, that's a great question. The song that hasn't been written yet.
What are you waiting to think about?
I'm not there yet. I'll know when I guess, or have that feeling when it gets there, because it's just so much out there. I would say though, I'm different. You know, I'm not one of the ones that feel, like me, I'm very independent. I run my own businesses. I'm a young black entrepreneur. So, I look at things a lot differently than the average person.
Yeah, you're looking for the way to make it rather than just have it handed to you.
I'm actually making it. That's how I look at it. There's nothing that ever stood in my way or could ever stand in my way that I didn't do myself to make, to stop me. Nothing has ever stopped me doing from anything. So I don't buy into certain biases and certain things that are going on. Do I know there's systematic issues that's happening? Yes, but there's nothing that ever stood in my way.
Salute. That's the mindset of a winner and a person who's a victor and takes their victories instead of waiting for somebody to acknowledge it. So salute to you for that. And understanding, no doubt. And what you're saying though, that leads me to beg the question because it goes back to my prejudices with R&B. And it's not like the music is bad. I just can't relate to it. And one reason why I can't relate to it is because so much R&B is from a woman's perspective. That when a man comes out and makes good music, it's like the revelation comes because a lot of people sing, but a lot of people don't take charge. As a man, I want to ask you, in the R&B game, do you feel that there's certain prejudices or certain occurrences where being male or female matters when you make music?
To the real and speaking to people like yourself, whether male or female, what I find, because I also do live music with live music with bands. I have a band that I rock with. And when I go out talking to people, this is what they want to hear. They always tell me this is what they're looking for. Like, again, the problem is the advertising, the big money machines are being programmed. But as far as, where you're coming from, I don't think it's a real difference. I think real recognizes real. People want to hear, what's
good
real.
Music.
And good music is good music. And it's universal and it's timeless. I would say if there's anything I could do is just try to make as much timeless music as possible. Something that you can hear make you proud now and then vibe out 10 years later with it. That's what I want people to understand about Shawn Haynes. Granted, like you said, the trap, I love it. I got some joints with my young bulls. I touch every bit of the trap. Then I'll swing it all up to jazz. Whatever it is, as long as it's good music, I'm cool with it.
I love that you said that because that's the point of our conversation, and you took it there naturally. Timeless music is what's going to make a real artist a legend. And it's what makes the music legendary and stick around. We've gotten to a time where we just accept sound, but we're either not listening to the lyrics or we're not cooking the meal long enough so that first taste is just as good as the final taste when that plate is over. You agree?
I'm 150% in agreement with that.
And that's why that's why that song Love that you made really hits home. Why did you make that song?
Well, number one, the beat, man, it was just a nice two-step. It took me back to that two-step, dancing, that video I'm going to be doing. We dance with the couples thing, but also the fact that it's love. It's going and speaking to the woman. The woman is the most beautiful creation God ever put on the face of this earth. I always say he perfected us when he made her. So we gotta listen. I'm like Pac. Pac is one of my favorite artists. I actually, equate my R&B to to Pac because it's like he could sing, Dear Mama, but then he also had Hit 'Em Up. I sing about my feelings. You follow me? And if the women love my music, then I'm not worried about the fellas because the fellas gonna love what the women like.
Ain't that the truth? And that's why when I listen to R&B, I really like did it before I do interviews. I do a lot of digging and I do some soul searching too. Because when I listen to music, there's sometimes the beat hits me first, sometimes the lyrics hit me first. But the one thing that hits me the most is the spirit of the song. So if I can't connect with the spirit, then it doesn't really mean nothing to me. It was just you know what I'm saying?
Got you.
And one thing that I always hear when it comes to R&B is either somebody's in love or somebody's hurt. That's it. I don't hear songs like you remember Alias We had Follow Me. That club song was about standing up against racism and black power, black pride. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When we listen to songs like What's Going On, Marvin Gaye, the classic album. See, he talked about society and it hit home. Change Gonna Come, Sam Cooke. In my opinion, the greatest R&B song ever made. Because not only did that revitalize his career, it talked about the people and it touched everybody's heart. When he said, and I go to my brother, brother please, and he ends up mocking me and knocking me right down on my knees, that's a bar. You know what I'm saying?
Sir, I agree with you 100%. That's, again, Sam is number one on my list. A lot of my you can hear it in my music. Change Gonna Come is literally one of my favorites, so I agree with you. I listen, with all due respect to, the John Haynes, the Anthony Hamiltons, the Tanks. I love those. I love Joe and all those guys and even the women out there that do that thing, but I take it all the way back. Like I said, Nina Simone, Muddy, Prince, Teddy Pendergrass, Al Green, Howlin' Wolf, all those guys that really laid it down, the original sources. That's when the music was what it was supposed to be, in my opinion.
So I'm gonna ask you a very odd question, and I really want your truth. What is the prejudice a male R&B singer has to have when it comes to his catalog? Because when you come to hip hop, it's always not the same, but I'm saying it's always presumed. You're a killer, you do drugs, you have lots of women, and that's why you're a murderer, you're the head HNIC, and da-da-da-da-da. And then when it came to R&B, real R&B, even the garbage that we have today, it's like still, you're a killer, you do drugs, and you turn up. Is there prejudice when it comes to you? Like, okay, this is what he does, now let's see what he brings to the table. Is he just another voice? And do you find, like, when you sing about something else, that the people have that teachable moment where, oh, this is real music, and then they listen to you?
Wow, you said, what's the prejudice? The questions that I'll get sometime is, and I don't get it too often, is, what are you doing as far as, are you doing gospel, or are you in this? No, and I tell people, listen, sinners have souls too. If I want to write about my experience with the Most High, I'm going to speak about it because, the gangsters get on their knees too,
True.
and pray. So, it's all about, again, and I equate it to like Tupac, and that's why he's one of my favorite artists, to where I'm going to sing and talk about everything, because it's some days when you're angry and want to tie somebody up for doing something, or it's some days where you want to woo your wife or make love to your wife. It's some days where you look at what's going on with COVID, man, where your spirit is down. I'm going to speak on everything, because no human being feels just one way all the time.
I love the fact that you said that, because you know what, something, bro? I'm gonna be real with you. One of my favorite artists said this to me personally. He said, when did you ever get music and it said it was only for this age, or it was only for this? Music is so big that we constantly put it in a box, and that's what hinders the enjoyment of the art.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Don't put me in a box. Absolutely not.
You know how powerful music is? You keep breaking up the Bible and church and God, so let's go there for a minute. When Saul came back from war, they sung songs. When David came back from war, they sung songs of David being great, doing greater than Saul. Saul has killed his thousands, David his tens of thousands. It was with envy that Saul wanted to kill David, but David used music to calm the savage beast that was in his heart. So when Shawn Haynes creates music, I love to say this to all the people who make good music, you are a doctor, because you could play the beast out of somebody and save their life. You could play the love into somebody and let them appreciate more the woman or man they're with. Or you could put gratification in the mind, heart, and soul of a person so that they're grateful when they hear your music. So salute to you, brother. Salute.
Thank you. And I appreciate the way you just put that. And you hit on, I've been done a lot of interviews, and no one's really hit on that. And you're 100% right, because music, that whole thing with music soothes the savage beast. Who's the savage beast? Music is like the most powerful tool on the face of this earth. You got tones that'll make you kill somebody, tones that'll make you cry. You know, you name it. You definitely hit the nail on the head with that, and I appreciate that.
Facts. Now, part of your hip-hop soul, though, is the fact that you have a collective. And everyone knows an MC or a rapper is deadly by themselves, but when they come with a crew, you stand back because you want to know what they have. And Rusty Milk has a name and a story behind just that. Why don't you detail Rusty Milk for us?
Well, Rusty Milk is my band. It's a group of very talented, seasoned veteran musicians that have played all over the world. Some go on tour, some are local, but these guys all have come together for the benefit of Shawn Haynes and what they believe in. You know, I've got Grant Hall on bass. He's actually the older brother to the gospel Grammy winner James Hall. I've got David Grant. He's actually the ex musical director for the Village People and the Ritchie family. I've got Vinny Keys on keys. You know, he's on tour constantly. I've got Dwayne Wright subbing in here and there on bass. He's also bassist for Jill Scott. Bottom line is, I look at the people I have around me, and for these guys to play with me and want to play for me, considering I haven't won any accolades yet, it says a lot and it means a lot to me.
I beg to differ. You have won accolades, because that goes into the question I was about to ask you. See how the spirit works? I love this interview. So check this out. These are your accolades. F the awards, because that means you're going towards people's opinions. You don't need that. It's good to have it, though, because it's clout for people who need that. But for you, I ask you this question. As a hip-hopper, you know you got the crowd when the head starts snapping. That head nod, meaning that beat rocking, and he looking at you, and he just going word for word with you. As a singer, what is the equivalent to a head nod to let you know that you got that crowd?
When they sing with me, definitely, and when they start to stand up or just a lot of times I have women just talking to me, sing it. I have guys and girls. They, you a bad dude. I get, it feels good to get the energy from the people, the good energy.
Because that's what music is. It's energy. It's the feeling of. It's the feeling. I mean, that's the thing about music. Like I said, I named this platform Heritage Hip Hop for a reason. And like I said, people always think, well, hip hop is, beats and rhymes. And I'm like, that's not hip hop. Hip hop is God. That's what you're missing. And it's called heritage because we are the heritage. We're God's heritage. We are the life of a community that talks to each other through music, through emotion, and through pain and struggle. And the music plays us out of it, and the music also makes us better because of it. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And one thing I want to ask you is this. With all the people who inspire you, what is the main lesson that you learned from all of them put together when it comes to Sam Cooke, Muddy Waters? You put me back in, when you say those names, you put me in the era of Al Green, Ray Charles. You put me in the Otis Redding. You put me in the stance of those type of people. Even when the way your band plays, you put me in the mind of a ragtime, Scott Joplin. What did you learn from all of them that made you a better artist or the great artist you are today?
Number one, be you. Put your whole, your soul into it. And be you. Don't try to be like anybody else. Nothing new under the sun. So if you're going to take a little bit, you take from the greats. Also, grew up under, again, I have a lot of musicians in my family, a lot of singers. I grew up under my grandfather who just passed a few months ago, Charles Carter, who was actually a great gospel singer till the age, we sung together here and there. I'm a little upset we didn't get to do anything in the studio, but, God knows my heart. But at the end of the day, he was one of the best, in my opinion, unheard gospel singers. Well, some people know about him, but at the end of the day, he was also asked to be a part of the Mighty Clouds of Joy. And I grew up in a house with him singing. So I just looking at him and watching him is just go do you, do your thing and be you. Be you and use the gift that the Most High gave you, because a lot of times we get gifts and things, and people don't even find their gift, or people got gifts that don't even use them. And I was always taught if you don't use it, you lose it.
His name is Mr. Charles Carter.
Charles Carter, absolutely. One of the songs you might even know he sang, and most of the churches sing, was "I Know I've Been Changed," and
Okay.
he was actually the original person that penned that song with him and his wife. And I remember coming up. So he's been on a couple of records, and he's just an awesome. I mean, you're talking about soul. I could play his 45s, man, and you understand what I'm talking about. Make you tear, make you cry. That's the effect I want to have on people, to make you feel.
Word. Rest in peace, Mr. Charles Carter. May the Most High accept your spirit.
Yes, sir.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I mean. You said so much that I think I lost 3 questions because you answered them already. So that's what's up. Those are the type of interviews I like the best. You know what I'm saying? And I want to ask you something, because this is something I ask a lot of female singers, and a lot of men don't do this too often. So I want to ask you, what is the song that's more meaningful for you to sing? The song out of joy or the song out of pain, and why?
Wow. That's a great question. I don't know, man. I guess sometimes I would say, I guess I'm a glutton for punishment. So, the pain, man, the pain, because the type of notes that I hit through the pain, man, that pain, it kind of, how do they say it? You get that diamond, that pressure and that pain gives you a diamond. So when I'm singing in that pain era, or that arena, or that part, I think I'm at my element, because my life has been a lot of pain. It's been, now since I've started singing a lot more in the joyous things because of my kids, and I'm blessed to be here. So I'm not going to ever discount that, but there's a lot of pain that us as a people go through, and me personally, it's good for me to get it out, and it comes out well.
Once again, pain is the enduring story of people of color for centuries now. And
Yes,
I mean, there's going to be a day when that pain ends, and we're going to make rejoiceful music. And those are the days that I can't wait for. And one thing about a person who really sings and loves his song is that he feels that joy, even within the pain, because he knows he's helping somebody come out of it. What was the one song that was sung to you that changed your perspective and your life when it came to your own art?
It just can't be, it can't be one. But I have to take it back to Sam Cooke. Ironically, you mentioned it. A change gonna
Change
come.
gonna come. Yep.
I remember coming up and even watching movie Malcolm X by Spike Lee, and it was a section or point when they played the song, and it just said a lot. It just said so much. That song is very interesting. That's one of my favorites. And also, again, hearing my grandfather sing all the time, man, I wish I had some things on tape, because the way this man sang was just, I've seen him come into churches and literally just walk in and start singing, and people, would go crazy, from front to back.
Yep.
So many songs.
You know what? I'm sorry. Go ahead. So many songs. Go ahead.
So many songs. By Curtis Mayfield. Donny Hathaway, Nina Simone, the Enchantments. The Escorts, man, who made one of their albums in jail. So it's just so much great music out there. Teddy Pendergrass when he was with his crew, Lionel Richie when he was with his crew. Then you look at Prince, man. Like Michael Jackson. I mean, you can't say anything to him, but me, Prince I was a Prince fan. He played the instruments, and he was a bad dude. He's a bad man. So again, it's just too many songs to like, you know, that's a beautiful thing in music. You can't even really key in on one, but if I had to, I would say change gonna come.
Hey man, that's a great one. Hey, I don't even know where to take this interview right now because I'm blown away because you stopped me in some questions. You're the first person to ever stop me on certain questions. So salute to you. That's what's up. But I questioned. Huh?
I'm an open book. You can ask me anything.
All right. Well, that's cool. I only take it there because I always want you to come back. I don't like to ask everything on the first interview.
Absolutely.
So I have a question for you on this level. Shawn Haynes has gone and traveled the world and sung his songs. Where would he like to hear his music? Where would it surprise you, but it would make you so happy to hear your music there?
In Africa. In Africa.
Oh.
That would be dope, you know. I got a feeling it'll be well received from what I understand, you know, in Europe, but you know, I would love for my people over in Africa to you know, see the reception over there because, you know, that's the heartbeat. That's where the rhythm comes from. So
can we make it happen? Because coming up, well, so when this episode airs, we have introduced the world to the councilwoman of the Sierra Leone, and she invited Heritage Hip Hop to come over there. We would love to bring you over there with us, and so you could jam with her and the people. What's up?
man, that would be an honor and a pleasure and a privilege.
All right, well, hold us to it. That means we talking again. So everybody out there, just know Heritage Hip Hop ain't about the phony relationship stuff. We really work and really love the people who love this music that we create. So before we close out this interview, please give everybody your social media and how they can get your music and support you.
You can find me, again, Shawn Haynes, that's ShawnHaynes, Shawn Haynes, on Facebook. Just type in Shawn Haynes, the musician page comes right up. You can Google me, Shawn Haynes R&B. I'll come up. You can reach me on IG, Instagram, at only, the number one, Shah, S-H-A-H, only one Shah on Instagram. Website is www.ShawnHaynes.com. And please, whatever you guys do, I appreciate the love that everyone's given out there. Please go out and get the project Concrete Dreams Volume 2, Crooner Edition, on all major platforms from Apple Music, Tidal, the Spotify, Pandora, you name it, it's on there. And I want to give a shout out to my team. Shout out to C the Architect. Shout out to Nicole Vales, DJ Effects, and along with my partner, engineer, because I don't care how good you think you sound, you ain't nothing without a great engineer. Shout out to Troy Trizzy Samuel.
Facts. The engineer is they're some of the most unappreciated people and forgotten people when it comes to the game. So shout out to them. So for everybody out there that's listening, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And I got to give a shout out and a salute to Heritage Radio for having me on, and shout out to MJ as well.
I appreciate that. Now, see, before we go to the, we finish this out, I want to say, everybody out there, if you Shawn Haynes just says something that you like, please check his music out. Streaming is dope. Go stream his music. But purchasing is better. And purchasing is power, because if the electrical grid ever fell on the world and you did not buy your music, if you rely on the internet, you're going to lose all the music that you thought you owned. So please, some of us spend $1 on a bottle of water and we ain't even really thirsty or scratch off. Take the $1 and buy the single, and if the single is dope and you want more, spend the $7, $8, $9, $10, $11, $12, whatever it is, on a project, because not only are you owning your music, you're sowing into the ministry or the art of the artist, and that makes them have more longevity and know that somebody's out there listening, so they will continuously give to you as long as you give to them. So please, purchase the music and show how much you love the art. You agree?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
And with that being said, sir, it's time for the rapid fire questions. The rapid fire questions are not yes/no questions. They are questions that show your depth, because I don't ask about love and hip hop, who got a nice booty or nothing like that. I don't care. I really care about the art and your depth, so people can appreciate you and appreciate this interview that much more. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I think you answered. That's why I was stumped. I think you answered most of my questions, because one question I ask is, what song or album perfectly describes you? Is it Change Gonna Come?
Yes.
Yeah, see, so you already answered that. So I'm going to go at it. I'm gonna ask you that same question a different way, though. What song did you sing change somebody's life to the point where they had to tell you about it and it lets you know that you gained a victory when it came to making music that talks to somebody's soul?
One, and ironically, one just recently was Grateful. Grateful is
Yeah.
literally people calling me and from Facebook to friends saying how much it, it affects them and puts them in a certain mood, affects their lives. And I'm grateful for that.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. Grateful is a good song, y'all. You,
Thank you.
I'm being honest. That song is on our splasher for your commercial, as a matter of fact. So that's dope.
Thank you.
My next question is: music is very an underappreciated art, and in America, it seems like the culture always looks to reinvent itself without appreciating the gift that the art is. What makes your music art and not a fad?
It makes it art for the simple fact it can be appreciated by any age, any genre, and any time. So, it could be good today, and again, I think it'll be good, 10, 20 years from now.
Word. Because that's what's really important. Is grow. Music has to be able to grow with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And that's what's up. That's why, like I said, I can't wait for the time when we be like, change gonna come. That's old. We don't even sing like that no more. We got this now. You know what I'm saying? And it really is a change in subject matter and spirit. That would be so dope. My next question is, if you had the opportunity to do a song with anybody, who would do the beat, the music, and who would feature with you? Dead or alive, no restrictions. Who would you like to jam with?
Well, I mean, of course, Sam Cooke and my grandfather, Charles Carter. I would also love to do something with one of the Marleys. And I would also love to do something, if I could, with a Lauryn Hill or someone like her.
Okay. That means you're going for the soul. That means you're talking about upliftment. You're really going into the soul.
And now in the hip hop, if I could do anything, I would love, again, and that's possibly coming soon. Jada, Styles, and also Black Thought.
Oh yeah, that'd be dope. Especially Black Thought, because y'all had the live band thing already down. That'd be great.
You already know.
Okay, so now that you flipped it, I'm gonna ask you a two-part question. I'm big on remixes. A remix was the dopest part of hip hop at one time because it gave a song longevity and it gave it a new life. Whether you changed the beat, you changed the song, you added people to it, it just made the song better. Since you want to bring up both sides of the coin, what's the greatest R&B remix and what's the greatest hip hop remix ever made?
Wow, the greatest remix ever made on the
R&B and hip hop. Go ahead, make a play on that one.
I'm gonna have to. Oh wow, I would have. Ironic. You know what? I say younger Mary J. Blige.
Okay.
Mary has some great remixes. Oh my God. From the Stella God Groove soundtrack.
Not Gonna Cry?
Say again?
Not Gonna Cry?
Not Gonna Cry. All Night Long.
Okay.
Mary was a beast with the remakes.
True.
Younger Mary.
Yes, she was. Yep. Yes, she was.
Now, on the hip hop side, remixes. I got. Wow. You asked. Whoa. I gotta get more than one.
Okay.
See, I would say on the remix side, you gotta give Biggie, cause Puffy is no joke with the beat selection and redoing that. Gotta give Rick Ross. You gotta give Scarface.
What's the songs though?
Scarface was what's the one he did? And again, that was a little bit more on the darker side with Tupac.
Smile. Classic.
Smile. Oh my God. Pop, I ain't mad at you. Like, you say, oh man, that's the beauty. That's how we are, man. Because it's not just one, man. It's just so many great songs.
And that's love for the art. So then, okay, let me ask you this question. Even in R&B, they have songs where they have a guest artist or a feature person on the track. Since you do both, because you brought it up, who has the greatest feature in R&B and hip hop history?
Wow, greatest feature. Greatest feature R&B.
Yep, they was on the song and they stole the song.
Ooh, stole the song?
Yeah, they stole the feature. The feature artist stole the song.
I would say Lauryn Hill.
And what song?
Oh my God. If I Ruled the World. And
she stole it from Nas? Okay.
Stole it from Nas, and also she stole it from the Fugees when she did Killing Me
Softly.
She murdered that. You know when that came on, we was fast forwarding that spot. Everybody wanted to hear that. She killed it.
Okay.
She killed it. Now on the hip hop side.
Yeah, who stole the song from the from the main artist?
Whoa. Wow. I would say wow. Jadakiss stealing the song. Oh man.
Mhm.
Oh man. Was it Jada? It wasn't Jada and was it? All right. I say Ghostface, man. Ghostface Killer. Oh my God, the song with him and Ray. Oh my God, there's too many.
Yeah, which one? They got albums with him.
yeah. With him and Ray, the classic. Oh my God.
Purple Tape.
On the Purple Tape, yeah, on the Purple Tape.
Okay. Criminology. Winter Wars. No, that's the Ghostface album. Glaciers of Ice.
I think it was Glaciers of Ice.
Marcy's marry hissies, and how we take money all up in the family. That's the line that got you.
Yeah, and also, there's so many greats from Ghost. Also, the Can It Be Also Simple. I think Ghost killed that too.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Classics. Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the R&B side of things real quick, and I want to focus on something that's very R&B-ish that I want you to describe. What is more meaningful to you, singing in a stadium or singing in a small venue where everybody rocks to you?
I haven't done the stadium yet, so I want to do the stadium because I would love to see how my voice resonates, with so many people. I would love to see if I could penetrate that. So, I know how it is in the smaller circles and the smaller venues, the intimate circles. And they love it. The electricity, the freedom is there. But I would also love to see how it affects someone in the stadium.
Word. Everybody, you run the line at Heritage Hip Hop. We're talking to Shawn Haynes, who not only is hip hop in his heart, but he's R&B in his soul. So you get a mix of both when you see him and his band Rusty Milk. So make sure you go check them out everywhere. And when COVID lifts, go back to having a good time with great music. All right. So with that being said, it's time for me to ask you the most important question I ask in every interview, every first interview. So like I said earlier, the door is open. Whenever you would like to come back to Heritage Hip Hop, you have a new project you want to talk about, where music is going right now. You have somewhere you can come and talk about these things. All right?
Thank you. Much appreciated.
No doubt. And make sure everybody out there listening, you go check out Concrete Dreams Volume 2. Dope stuff, man. Don't sleep, all right? So with that being said, here's the most important question. Unfortunately, Mr. Haynes, we're not going to live on this earth forever. In light of COVID-19 and everything that's going on in the world with inequality and brutality and injustice, we are going to say before we ask this question, may the Most High bless you so your end of days does not come anytime soon. May you live to see generations of your family before he brings you home, okay?
Yes, sir. You as well.
Now, thank you. Now, in 1,000, 2,000 years, guess what's going to happen? All the lights are going to go off. People are going to go back to primitive society. People are not going to have electricity. There's going to be farms and all types of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then, somewhere, somehow, somebody's going to find electricity, and all the world is going to come back on. And somebody's going to find a foreign technology that people don't use anymore called the laptop or the MP3. And they're going to open this thing up, and guess what's going to pop on? Shawn Haynes' music. My final question to you on this interview is, what is the legacy that you left behind that made the world better because you did music?
The legacy that I'd like to leave behind is that I talked directly to the people, and that I told the truth. You know, I told it in my viewpoint. I told the truth, and I gave the people myself.
And with that, everybody, give yourself to the world, because that is the truth. And in giving your truth to the world, not only do you expand on greatness, but you show God's grace and mercy in your life, and you'll be able to bless other people who hear of your mercy, your grace, and your blessings just the same way. This is Corral from Heritage Hip Hop with Shawn Haynes. We say peace, and we out.
Thank you for listening to this interview with Shawn Haynes, a crooner and singer that believes in telling the truth and making music that lasts forever. May that first sound as good as the 10th, 11th, 1000th time that you hear the song. Shout out to Shawn Haynes and Rusty Milk for making long-lasting, forever music and not today's moderate music. This episode was deep because not only did we give a shout out to Raekwon for the 25th anniversary salute to the chef on Only Built for Cuban Links, but we give a shout out to the Most High who gives the inspiration to not only have us create music, but to create music not only for the ear, but for the healing of the soul. And that's what makes Shawn Haynes' music and Rusty Milk so good. So if you get a chance, go check out Rusty Milk, go check out Shawn Haynes' music, and like we said, purchase is power. Make sure you purchase the music as well. With that being said, thank you for listening. This episode is brought to you by Transparent Credit Repair, the superheroes of the financial literacy and credit repair world. If you're looking to fix your credit and receive more money than pay money out for things, contact them at www.transparentcreditrepair.com. Also, you can call them at 862-250-5122 and tell them Heritage Hip Hop referred you and get something special in the transaction. For everybody out there listening who supports Heritage Hip Hop, we thank you and we ask you, please continue to support us by subscribing to www.heritagehiphop.com. This month we have the Heritage Hip Hop Awards coming to celebrate not only what we've done through the past year of August 2019 to August 2020, but to give a shout out to all the artists that help us build the platform and to celebrate their art. By signing up to the website, not only do you get access to the award show, but you also get access to the Jersey Series Part 2, a playlist where we highlight new artists from New Jersey. And this one, Part 2, we feature the 050 Boys, Prince Op, Reek, and True Triller. And True Triller is also nominated for one of the projects of the year, maybe Artist of the Year as well. You have to stay tuned to heritagehiphop.com to see what's going on. But sign up to the website and you get the playlist, and you also get a limited time offer or gift from us as well. Remember, that's www.heritagehiphop.com. You can also support us by following us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and most importantly, YouTube to see the many interviews that we've done that celebrates you, the hip-hop culture, and God's heritage, which is Heritage Hip Hop. I'd like to give a shout out to everybody that makes this possible. Shout out to our virtual assistant, Fatty's Place, FADDYSPLACE on Instagram. Our marketing, promotion, and placement person, Firejaws, FIREJAWS. If you're looking to promote and place your art, hit up Firejaws on Instagram. Lex Diamonds of Diamonds LLC, Entertainment LLC, DIEMENZ Entertainment LLC, and Adiyar. That's AHDAYAR on Instagram, and the Big A Show which will be premiering soon. Season 2 actually will be premiering soon. You can find season 1 on YouTube at AHDAYAR on YouTube. Once again, this is Heritage Hip Hop Karev saying thank you for listening. For everybody out there, stay tuned. Our 50th episode is coming next. And with that, we say peace. Thank you for your support, and we're out.